And I want to continue what we had talked about before. We had talked about 4 critical behaviors that, if engaged properly, can help a sales rep reach their full sales potential. We talked about 2 of them so far. We talked about confidence and the importance of that sales rep having the belief that if they work hard, they can achieve their desired results. We talked about the behavior goal orientation and making sure that a sales rep is operating towards a goal that's important to them. Not a company target, but a goal that they want to achieve, whether it's to pay off debt, buy a home, buy a car, whatever it is, they're operating towards that particular goal. Today, I want to spend some time talking about the behavior energy and how the connection between the 2, goal and energy, can really unlock potential of a sales rep. The best way to do it is to tell you about an experience that I had with a sales rep by the name of Aaron. Aaron had been a mediocre player at best. He had never really hit company target before, and he wanted to get better. And he went through one of our trainings. We taught him the concepts and the behaviors that are proven to have an impact on sales productivity. We also taught him a sales dialogue model that enabled him to get more effective in his sales conversations. And so the quarter after that training, halfway through the quarter, he was ahead of the game. He was outperforming company target. He was on his way to achieving his desired results. However, he got complacent. He figured he had the whole thing worked out and didn't necessarily work as hard as he was in the beginning of the quarter. Sure enough, by the end of the quarter, he had settled back below company target. And the quarter after that, performance got worse. The third quarter, performance got even worse. And I was back on site in Q4. And when I came back on site, he approached me and he wanted to find out what was missing. What was it that he had let go of in Q1? And so we sat down, and my first question to him was, what's your goal this quarter? What are you trying to do? And he shared with me that he was in a position where he needed to buy a vehicle for his family. He was a father of 4, and he had a special needs daughter. And he needed to buy a vehicle that was able to transport the family and the equipment of the special needs daughter. He needed something more reliable. He didn't want to lease. He didn't want to finance. He wanted to buy it outright. And so I asked him, what type of vehicle are we talking about? He shared that with me. I asked him, how much does it cost? He shared that with me. And me, him, and his manager, we sat down, we looked at the comp plan, we figured out what needed to happen from a productivity perspective and a projected bonus to figure out exactly what needed to be done for him to achieve that goal. And so at the end of that conversation, I asked him to do one thing. I asked him to write out the check for the amount of the vehicle that he wanted to buy. And I asked him also to put that check in his cubicle so he saw it every day. He was fired up about the exercise. So he actually went home and told his wife. And God bless his wife. His wife encouraged him to do the same thing at home. Write out the check and put it on the bathroom mirror. And so I also encouraged him not to get complacent. Stick to the plan that was created at the beginning of the quarter and just continue to execute against it no matter what the results are. And sure enough, he did that. And in the following quarter, he was ahead of the game halfway through the quarter again. Same position he was in the previous Q1. God bless his wife. His wife found out where he was and how ahead of the game he was. She actually ripped up the first check, wrote out a second check for the upgraded version of the vehicle that she wanted to buy. And she put it on the bathroom mirror and she encouraged him to put it on his cubicle. And long story short, he had earned enough money through his productivity. He earned enough money to buy the vehicle by the end when he got paid his bonus. And he was so excited about the ability to be able to do that. When I was back on site after the purchase, he took me out to lunch and he wanted me to see the vehicle. It was a very nice SUV, leather trimmings, all the equipment needed to transport the family and the special needs daughter. And so we're at lunch and we're talking, and he shares with me, he says, Rod, I got a second goal. I got a second G. I said, what is it? He says, I want to take the family to Disney World. And I said, that's great, man. The process doesn't change. Let's figure out all the costs associated with that. Let's figure out ticket prices, travel costs, car rental, everything. And so we did that. And lo and behold, within 2 quarters, him and his family of 6 are on their way from Utah to Florida. Not an inexpensive trip. He actually earned enough money to fly in the in-laws to come in on the weekend to be able to watch the kids while he and his wife can enjoy downtown Orlando. Awesome. And so I'm back on site after this experience, and we're at his desk, and he's sharing with me the pictures. I see the kids with the Mickey Mouse ears. I see the daughter with the princess garb. And he's excited about, again, being able to do these types of things. And so as he's sharing the pictures with me, I'm distracted because on his desk, there's this huge bag of dirt, and I'm trying to let this go. And he's showing pictures, and I'm like, oh man, that's nice, that's good, but Aaron, time out. What's with the dirt? And so he shares with me, he says, Rod, that's easy. He said, that's my third goal. This dirt is from the plot of land my wife and I just bought to build the second house. And I said, man, you got it. That's it. That's the process. That's the process in motion. And he goes on to share with me how when him and his wife came back from Orlando, they're driving home. They're on the freeway, and off to the side, they see this huge American flag. And those of us that have purchased homes before, we know that when a new developer comes in the community, they usually put up a big, huge American flag to draw attention and bring people in. And so his wife goes, let's just go see what they have. Now, every husband watching this video knows exactly what that means. And so sure enough, they veer off. They go to the community. She falls in love with the model. He then had the confidence to put the money down on the home because he knew how he could afford it. And that's the process, ladies and gentlemen. This was a mediocre player that was able to purchase a vehicle for his family, take his family on a great vacation, and build a second home for his family. That potential was inside of him the entire time. It wasn't until we were able to get him focused on a goal that was important to him, something that he wanted to achieve, where we began to help him unlock his full potential. And this is exactly how the process should work. So I hope you enjoyed that story and that experience. I want you to understand, if you're a sales rep watching this video, you have that same potential. There's so much potential inside of you. It's just a matter of engaging it and unlocking it.